Howdy folks, welcome back to Small Farm Guys. So, we got a little bit of an issue here. So here's our Kubota RTV 900 2009. So I've got the parking brake on right now. Here's the back tire. This is the parking brake's on. I'm sure you can hear that squeaking. So, and there's some mild wiggle in it. So I'm pretty sure the hub stripped out, because here, this is the other tire. It's got a little wiggle, but it doesn't move. And so that's the parking brake. So I'm gonna rip this thing apart. I'll set up a time lapse. I'll show you guys anything I can that needs to be shown. But more than likely the little hub, I'll show you when I get in there. I'll show you what it is, but that's not a good thing, and it's, of course, it's a Monday morning, so it's always on a Monday. 17 is your lug nuts. So I got the time lapse going, so we're gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to walk you through it. So you don't want to lose your lug nuts. Get that out of the way. Set them down in your rim. This here is more than likely what sheared out. So get your rubber cap off. Okay, got two different wrenches. It's getting a struggle to find wrenches, or pliers, wrenches. I don't even know. It's a Monday. Don't lose your cotter pins. Alright, figure out what size bolt that is. Alright, so we'll use a trusty crescent wrench because I don't have a socket this big. We'll be getting a socket this big, I can tell you that. So, just back it off. So, see if you guys can see it. So, don't look like it screwed them up there, but it's supposed to be in here, and they're just barely at the back, so they have completely stripped out, marred up, but you know, it's got almost 5,000 hours on this thing, so I'm just gonna get a new hub, or a new whatever this is. Not gonna, you know, that many hours on it, it's not really worth totally replacing, you know, all this stuff. It'll work if I put a new one on. Plenty of time. I might have to file up the stuff and see how it just completely stripped them all out. It happens. It's not like it didn't come loose. I mean, there's not any, there's a little bit of play in there, but not enough. That's from the CVs, so that'll be a parts run, and the right socket will get bought so we can put that back on, and we'll pull it nice and tight so that way it doesn't strip out again. I was able to get parts the next day, so got the new hub. You gotta buy these in kits of 2. There's the part number for what we just replaced. Whatever. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna get in there, clean it all up, then I'm gonna pack it full of grease. That way it doesn't rust, keeps everything nice and moving, and it also helps with those splines, believe it or not. I got my fancy Nancy oil rig, aka an old sock, and then a screwdriver. And you can just push it in here and kind of work it around, and you can see you're pulling out some junk, and just do that until it's as clean as you want it. Just want to make sure there's no sand in there. Big thing that'll cause this to wear back out is if there's sand in there. So I'm gonna just test fit this before I put the grease in. Make sure the splines aren't too screwed up, but they look pretty good. So grab our shiny new part. Okay. We're gonna have to just file the tips here a little bit because they're a little marred up, but I'll go find a file and then get back to you. I got it where it's still kind of tight to put it on, but it's all nice. So we're gonna just grease up the splines here and then go ahead and put it on. Grease it up real nice here. Give it another pump. Grease is expensive, but I'd rather have the grease in there than no grease. Just to keep the rust out, if anything. It's Minnesota, we're and get the snow. But big shout out to Lano Equipment. That's where we get all our stuff from. They actually had parts in stock, which I didn't think they would carry this because it's an older utility vehicle. I didn't think they'd have it in stock, but they did. Alrighty, so that's now in there. This little O-ring. Rear axle gasket goes right around there. And if we put our nut on there, we'll actually use the nut to pull it forward here before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's put this on there. We'll pull the axle because it pushed in a little bit when I took the other one off. And if you're wondering, this center nut's a 30 millimeter. And yes, I'll turn it down to 1. I can shove my, it's still not all the way forward yet, but we can, far enough forward we can put this O-ring in. And then we'll cover everything in grease, including the threads, and we should be good to go. I'm not quite sure what the point of this O-ring is. So when I took it out, it didn't have one, but gonna have one here now. And again, just grease everything up. Just simply so nothing rusts. That's the big things. To get nothing to rust. That should be good and tight there now. Cotter pin broke, so I gotta go get another one of them. Should have one down in the barn, so we'll go down there nice and tight. So we'll get back to you in a minute. So we got a ginormous cotter pin compared to the other one because I don't have the right size, but it will do. It's a little bit bigger, but bigger never hurt anything. So use our hammer. Goes right on in. Don't be a dick. Bend it all the way over. You don't stab your fingers the next time you're in here. Be nice to the next guy. So, that's how you replace that. I'm gonna go grab the package and I'll show you guys the part number for this thing, so stay tuned. There's the part number for what we just replaced. So, now that you're got that all done, pick up all your spare parts here. Don't want to lose anything, don't want to drive over them. Put your cap back on. And now you can go ahead and bolt the tire back up. 17 millimeter, that's what I use. So, I don't know, you probably can't see that. Aiden will probably yell at me. I can't see it. But, whatever. Grab your bolts that you put in your non-losing location. And then ride the struggle bus. Alrighty, so that's how you replace, I believe it says the rear axle kit. I don't know, not exactly sure what the name was. Yeah, it was a rear axle rear. So if you ever have it where your tires kind of freeballed, it doesn't wobble anymore, so that should have fixed it. So we'll find out moment of truth when I set it down and back out, right? Well, you can see we backed out of the garage here. Go take it for our test drive. Don't want to get too far away from the house, you know, in case it breaks down. It's not gonna. Oh yeah, no problems. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for some more videos. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more.